To be honest, I mean, it's just coming down to execution. I think we're getting the looks that we want. We're getting, we're getting some of the stuff. We're just, some of it has been like a little bit of like, as a poor circumstance, but also I think, as we're just continually to like get closer with one another and get more comfortable with one another, I think, I think we're doing everything we can to close the gap.
It looks like I saw, a couple of passes you had, if took a little off or went a little farther, they would have gone for big plays. Same thing with offensive line. If there was one more block here or something, does that mean that there's progression there, that you feel like things are going in the right direction?
Yeah, I mean, there are multiple times that, we're like a foot away from having a big play, and I think, some of that stuff is just like, I just think we're that close. I think whether it's the first game or last game, we're really close to the score being a lot different than what it is. And I think, the guys are recognizing that, we're seeing that, and I think, it's just going to come down to us closing that gap. I think we're all aware of, that we're very close and that we're gaining strides, but, of course, again, it's just really coming down to the execution part.
Is it easy for you guys to kind of balance being frustrated, being that close, and just focusing on yourselves, or how would you kind of classify that?
I think the only level of frustration would be because of the expectations we've set for ourselves, and I think kind of the thing is that we've seen it done in practice. We've seen, like, honestly constant repetition of some of these things, and again, it's not like, some of these things are not really big things. They're just really close, and I think us recognizing that we can do a lot of these things that so if anything, there's like a level of confidence that's like, all right, we're getting close, and once this thing starts clicking, we're gonna be really dangerous.
How's the quad feeling?
It's feeling really good. This is the most healthy I've felt in a month, so this will be my first full practice, first full week of practice of not missing anything and participating in everything. So I'm excited to just be fully back in, and it's a relief.
Being so close but not quite there yet, do you think that's just a byproduct of missing time right before the season started, and you guys are still working a little bit on that cohesion as the season goes through?
I think it's just more of, you're going to be better we're going to be better next month than we are this month, and I think this is our first time in game situation, so I think I don't think that this is going to be a continuous thing. We're just going to continue to get better, and I think we're getting a lot closer, and over the course of the season, we're going to look back and be like, wow, like we were messing that up, and then a couple weeks it's going to be second nature. So as I said, we're just doing everything we can to just get as best as we can.
A lot of teams out there that probably wish they were 2-0 at this point. A lot of guys talked about a good vibe in the building. How would you describe kind of the general feeling after the 2-0 start that you've got going right now?
Yeah, I think the guys feel like we're in a really good spot. As Coach Ferentz has said, 2-0 is the best we could be at this point. So we're sitting here at 2-0, and we're just focused on getting 3-0.
How much of the playbook do you think you've had to put on the shelf for a little while because of your injury? Iowa traditionally likes to do bootlegs off of a lot of play action, or go and then hit the tight end on a cross and stuff, and you haven't really done any of that. Is that probably because of your injury, or is that just a change of the playbook per se?
Well, there's a lot of the different plays that we could get to, but some of it doesn't fit the schematics of the defense that we're playing. So there's multiple different ways to take advantage of a defense, and sometimes I'm not going to say that I've been able to fully sprint like the last 2 weeks. So of course, maybe some of my movement, some of the movement in the pocket has been, we weren't able to QB sneak on 3rd and 1, but I think from now on, those are going to be things that, as I'm getting closer to 100%, that we'll be able to incorporate. But as far as the play calling goes, it's just, we're just running the best plays that we can to take advantage of the defense.